Video editing is the easiest path to making online money, and no, your timelines don't need to look like this. Because I make a lot of money just editing with these timelines, and it's because I understand the 7 essential skills that will actually make you money with editing. And these are the exact skills that I wish I knew before I generated over 500 million views with my edits. And later in the video, I'll actually reveal all of the secrets that I learned. But first of all, I need to address the not so obvious reasons as to why editing is the laziest path to make online money in 2025.
So point number 1 is that you are directly connecting to multimillionaires and they're happy to talk to you, hop on calls with you, to teach you everything they know about running a brand. But the benefit of this is that you can ask them questions about pretty much anything. It doesn't need to be video editing related. If you're a dropshipper making, let's say, 10k a month, how are you going to get in touch with multimillionaires for free by providing them a service? You're not going to dropship for a multimillionaire who's dropshipping, because why would he even need to talk to you? So if you want to get in touch with them, you're going to have to spend thousands of dollars to get a coaching call with them. Whereas if you're video editing for them, you're on calls with these people. But point number 2 is that there is no upfront cost and no risk involved. Again, if you're starting any other business, you need to invest thousands of dollars in the product or thousands of dollars in ads. Plus, that's a recurring expense, which means there's so much more risk involved. One bad month can fuck it all up. And that's what happened to me. Even though I was making like $400 days, which was amazing for me at the time, I lost everything because of a few bad trades. Maybe I'm too stupid, right? But I didn't like the idea of seeing my money go down. I'm putting in so much time and effort and I'm losing money from trading. I'm losing money from dropshipping. Video editing, you buy a laptop, or like most of you have a gaming PC, and then all you need is an Adobe subscription, which costs like $30 a month. But there is so much more benefits that I'm about to show you. Plus, as I said, I will actually show you what will put you ahead of 99% of your competition. But point number 3 is that there is unlimited demand. Think of all of the businesses that are selling their products and services organically through YouTube. It's honestly an insane amount. And I wasn't even aware of the abundance of clients until I actually started getting better at editing and actually started building my brand, building my portfolio, and started landing these clients. And by the way, now is the best time to actually get into this because of AI as well. See, back when I was first starting, ChatGPT and AI just started getting popular, but now you can do crazy things with it that most people don't even realize. Even stuff like generating After Effects scripts, you could just ask ChatGPT to generate them for you. Or even asking for plugins or like the best effects, or asking for literally any piece of advice. And that's just ChatGPT. The reason I believe so hard in AI is because I actually teach it inside of the MM Bootcamp, which is like my paid community / course, where I basically teach editors how to actually go from complete nothing to making, thousands of dollars a month online. Point number 4 is that you can actually utilize AI to your advantage. When I first started, it was pretty unrealistic to learn and actually make money in the same week. But with AI, you can actually just download a few of these tools and then just brand yourself correctly and basically use only AI for video editing and sell this as a service to people. I'm not advocating for this because that's where you actually have competition, because then everybody's your competition, right? But keep in mind, we're at the very beginning of AI, which is why now is honestly the best time for you to get into this. So one big critique I always hear when people think of video editing is that, your money is limited, your money is capped. But point number 5 is that this is like the perfect funnel and the perfect gateway to get into the money online making space. And you can use this trajectory to create your own content agency, sell courses, create a YouTube channel, whatever you want. This is such a good start. Just being in the content space alone will open up so many different doors for you that you don't even know exist right now. I've literally edited shorts for Paris Hilton. I've also worked with YouTubers, like actually doing their pre-production, script writing for them, thumbnails for them, and learned so much from just the YouTube side of things because I started video editing for them. So no, your money is not capped at a certain amount. Now, number 6 gets talked about quite a lot, but it's honestly so much better than it sounds, which is time and location freedom. Look, I've worked so many 9-to-5 jobs for years. And whenever you think of a job, you think I have to be in this place at this time. But with video editing, you don't have that. You can be wherever you want and edit whenever you want. This means that you can, first of all, travel if you're into that, obviously. But more importantly, I found that I can attend all the meetings, all the trainings, birthday parties, everything that I want to attend, I can, because I can structure my life in a way where I work when I want to work and work where I want to work. But I think you already heard that a million times. I just want to reiterate that video editing will get you that as well. Now, point number 7 is that this is a life skill. What I mean by that is, even if you don't want to be an editor for the rest of your life, knowing how a good edit looks like, knowing how long an edit takes, knowing how much an edit costs, are all things that are going to go into your future business ventures if you actually want to make money online. You might think, I know what a good video looks like, but you really don't. If you don't edit, you'll only pick up on the really obvious things, right? Like, you might understand that, okay, this color color looks really bad. It's way too dark here. Just boost the brightness up a bit, sure. But like, you won't understand sentence manipulation and all these other tricks that go with it. Now, point number 8 is that competition is just noise. There is no real competition in video editing. Now, how do I know this? Because I run a video editing agency, so I actually try to hire other editors as well. And look, let me tell you, as I was trying to hire these editors, I was literally laughing at how bad some of their portfolios were. And I don't mean like 1 or 2, I mean 90%. Most editors don't have a portfolio, they just upload videos to Google Drive. Most editors don't have any testimonials, so you don't even know if those are the videos that they actually edited. Most editors are such bad communicators, they never respond to your texts, they miss deadlines. If you just put your head down and work for a bit, just forget the competition. Because this ties back into my point I said earlier with the fact that there is unlimited demand. There's so much demand for good video editors, willing to pay so much money for edits, and then there's no competition. It's just business basics, supply and demand. If you made it this far into the video, you might be thinking, okay, how do I actually start editing? Because this sounds fun. This sounds like a really good opportunity for me to actually make money online. You know that all you need to do is just lock in and just work for a bit. But like most people say, I don't know where to start, I don't know what to do, all these different excuses, right? So my first practical advice is stick to one software. That tool for me is Adobe Premiere Pro. I think it's great because later on you can learn After Effects, which is more advanced. Now look, tip number 2 is that you shouldn't expect this to work in just like 1 week. Editing isn't a super long-term play, but be prepared to work for a while with basically no results for a few months. If you want to speed this up, you can buy courses and stuff, but at the start, it's going to look kind of like this. Very little progress, you're not going to get many clients, it's going to be hard, but eventually once it starts picking up, it kind of goes like this, and then it just shoots up with clients because you get to a certain point where you just can't keep up with the workload. However, with that being said, you can get a lot done in 1 week. You can even land your first client in that week. Whether or not that's paid work or not, doesn't matter. You're working for your testimonials. So kind of have 2 minds with this. One mind is that you're patient with the long-term vision, but another mind is that you're impatient with the short term. Every single day, you want to be impatient with what you want to get done right now. So tip number 3 is your workflow. Now, I don't just mean like how you're going to structure, but I mean just staying organized with everything. Keeping your tabs clean, keeping your desktop clean, keeping your folders organized will save you so much headache and just looking for stuff. Looking for the right assets to put onto your video, where to find music, extensions, utilizing extensions. Inside of Premiere Pro, you can also right click on the sequence and label stuff different colors. This is super useful. You should also rename your files. You should also make folders inside of Premiere Pro to organize your files. Spend some time watching some videos, maybe subscribe to this channel so you save yourself time in the future because you're investing your time by watching these kind of videos on how to be a better editor. This really all goes into play and it helps you so much in the long run. So tip number 4 is that you should just have fun with it. Video editing is like an art form sometimes. And although it may feel like work at times, if you're not having fun with it, you won't want to experiment and try new things. And that's where most of your learning will actually come from, is pushing yourself and challenging your edits, trying to do things you never done before. So don't take your edits too seriously. I mean, man, I was doing like random ass effects for pretty serious YouTubers that were just kind of funny to me and it kind of stuck. So tip number 5, and this one took me a while to learn, not everything you do should be editing. You really do need to focus on your health, your sleep, going to the gym, working out, all the basics, right? At the start, I was basically working 12 to 16 hours a day, just kind of editing, maybe going downstairs to get some food. I definitely wasn't consistent with sleep. And looking back, I think I edit a lot better and I have a clearer mind when, let's say, I edit for like an hour and a half, 2 hours, then go on a 15-minute walk, take a break, take a breather, come back, and then get back into the zone again. You kind of need that little recharge. And I definitely don't want to advocate for people just grinding late nights all the time. It might be important at the start if you want, but you should definitely take your health seriously. Keep in mind, as I said earlier, this is a long-term game. You want to be in this game for years. You want to fall into this habit pretty early on so that it's easy to carry with you through the rest of your business career. Point number 6 is never targeting wrong clients. Now, what do I mean by this? There's a few types of wrong clients. First of all, even if the money is good, you don't want to work with someone who's criticizing you for basically no reason, undermining your expertise, because once you get good at editing, you need to kind of take charge, right? Not respecting, payment deadlines, not giving you clear feedback. These are all signs of someone you just don't want to work with. As I said earlier, the demand for video editors is really high. So you need to have an abundance mindset that you can land other better paying clients that respect the value you bring to them. This also goes for working with clients that are kind of against your morals. If they're promoting, an agenda that you don't believe in, don't go with them for the money, man. Trust me. Working with someone who has the same worldview as you and ideological beliefs is just much more pleasurable to work with. The reason I'm saying this is because, look, you might be put into a position where you will get an opportunity with a lot of potential money working with someone you don't want to work with. And I'm telling you right now, don't work with that person. Unless you absolutely need the money, sure, I understand. We have bills to pay and not everybody can and love their boss. But I recommend you just get better at editing, build a better brand so that you can choose which client you want to work with and work with the one that you prefer working with. Now, at the very end, I'll do like a bunch of quick fire rounds because there's so many tips I can give you. But just before I get into that, point number 7 is the fact that I didn't reinvest in myself enough at the start. So I was always reinvesting in hardware, buying a better mouse, buying better headphones, a bigger trackpad, a chair, a monitor, everything, right? All this just makes work so much more fun to do. But one thing I was always skipping out on was courses, because I just thought that I'll find all the information online for free, which you can. But after spending thousands of dollars on courses, I learned that I was wrong. Now, sure, there is a lot of scammer courses that you can, buy and not get your money's worth. But sometimes you get a really well structured course with a step-by-step formula for everything you need to do. Like, I'll just take the MM Bootcamp, for example, which is my course. We teach, for example, the very basics of Premiere Pro. Like, even if you're a complete beginner, we give you action projects to work with, so you don't need to look for footage and like find assets and stuff. Speaking of assets, we give you all the assets that you need to edit. We give you all the websites that I use for video editing, where I get my textures, where I get my music, sound effects, icons, everything, right? And you're basically saving yourself so much time by buying something like this, because you don't need to waste time looking for all these things. You can kind of apply them straight away. And that's just at the very beginning. In the MM Bootcamp, for example, there's also an entire course on branding. Look, I got 500 million views generated on YouTube. So obviously I know a thing or two about how to brand myself as a video editor to land clients. This, in my opinion, is like one of the courses that I didn't even want to create, because I literally reveal my own personal secrets that are kind of industry secrets, right? Plus something I advocate for, coaching, which is also in there because you can ask me any questions. So that's why I do think that reinvesting in yourself, and I'm not even just saying MM Bootcamp, like you could do whatever course or whatever content you want. So reinvest in good hardware and reinvest in some good courses for yourself. It will save you a bunch of time and a bunch of headache. But look, there's so many more points that I could get through. So I'm just going to share a few of them with some quick fire points. So the first point is that you're taking every single job that comes your way and you're not thinking long term. The second point is that you need to take charge of the videos that you edit once you get good enough, because you are the specialist. The third point is that agencies give you access to quality clients, plus a lot of testimonials, plus they give you feedback on your work. They are honestly really OP to join, especially at the start. Number 4 is that contacting and updating your clients is almost more important than deadlines. Tip number 5 is that you need to make a portfolio. Don't just upload all your videos on the Google Drive. And in your portfolio, include testimonials, include a show reel, and make a professional portfolio. Don't use Google Drive. I want to repeat that point because this is a very important one. And keep in mind, you're never really working for free. Even at the start, you're working for no money, but you're working for testimonials, which is worth a lot of money. So look, to wrap it all up, you should start video editing if you want to make money online, especially if you have the hardware for it. If you have a PC already and you have a laptop or something, just start editing and make some money online. And if you want to fast track your way to make money online, just check out the MM Bootcamp. The link is in the description. And as I said, think long term. So if you're going to do that, you're going to need to follow a few channels to help you along your journey. So I suggest you subscribe down below so you don't miss any future videos and you stay up to date with AI and video editing. So drop a comment if you have any feedback or questions, and thanks for watching.